Georgia Tech going to Boulder, Colorado to play the Buffs. Week 1 Friday night action. Are you kidding me? We are so back. It hurts. We'll give you our preview and prediction for this game on our Tuesday show. Right now, though, want to just talk some ball, some early thoughts on this one ahead of this matchup on Friday night. First things first, though, if you're a Colorado fan, you're a Georgia Tech fan, if you just want to get our take on this game and you want to make sure you don't miss it, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. College football, nothing but college football year-round. Appreciate you being dialed in. First thought I have on this game. Hey, can Colorado put this game on Haynes King, the passer? I know what Haynes King is as a runner. Heck, I will even say this. Haynes King's an efficient son of a gun, man. North of 70% completion percentage a year ago, one of the best. Might have been the best in college football. I don't question if he can make the throws when it comes to what they want to do in the confines of this offense. I question a little bit like, hey, if the Colorado offense doesn't take a massive step back with no Deion Sanders, no Travis Hunter, spoiler alert, I don't think they will. If they start applying that pressure early on in Boulder, the crowd gets going, atmosphere gets rocking, and it's like 14-0, 13-0 end of the first quarter. We get into the second half, and it's like 21-7 end of the third quarter. Can Haynes King say, okay, cool, let me loosen up the wing a little bit. We'll push the ball downfield. We can go score for score with that Colorado offense. I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying it's not possible. But I am saying that is the kind of game, if I'm Colorado, I would like to force upon Haynes King. Because you do lose Eric Singleton, your best weapon, via the portal to Auburn. Not going to dig too much into that right now in the context of this game, but I am just saying, like, the firepower of Georgia Tech matching Colorado in a track meet, I don't love the way that shapes up if I'm Georgia Tech. From Colorado, that's the kind of game I want to play. Now, on the other side of that, speaking of styles that would make this fight in favor of Georgia Tech, like, if I'm Georgia Tech, I understand what we do based on who our head coach is, based on who we are personnel-wise, based on who our quarterback and our running back are, the Haynes brothers, Jamal Haynes and Haynes King, we're going to run the football downhill, okay? We're going to make sure that we impose our will on the line of scrimmage and set up third and manageable so we can make those short throws or we can just run the football again. Like, that is who they want to be. That's what they want to do. Now, Colorado, not as bad on the line of scrimmage as they were in year one. They've continued to take strides on that side of the football in that specific position group, that front seven, and they're better. How much better are they, I suppose is my question here. Because just what I said about Colorado not wanting to, or Georgia Tech not wanting to be in a track meet against Colorado, I don't know necessarily that Colorado wants to be in a wrestling match or a rock fight against Georgia Tech. Again, not saying they couldn't still win a style of that fight, but that fight, in my opinion, would very much so favor Georgia Tech. Because at that point, guess who's not on the field for Colorado? They're all everything, I say future all everything, I should say, I suppose. Receivers that can, I believe, will be national names here over the course of this upcoming season. Omarion Miller, Joe Williams, both guys that I think will have some real deal shine this upcoming season. I don't want them on the field if I'm Brent Key. I want them watching. I want them holding a towel and some Gatorade or Powerade, whatever Colorado's doing right now. I want them watching the game. I don't want them on the field where they can hurt us. So if I'm Colorado, what's our ability to limit those kind of drives where Georgia Tech's on the field for 7 minutes at a time? All right, that's going to, I think, have a very, very big impact on the way this game flows getting into the fourth quarter. Because if I'm Georgia Tech, just get to the fourth quarter, have it within a one-score game, whether it's favoring you or Colorado. Like, that is the kind of game that you want to play. It's the kind of game you can win, quite frankly. Now, one more thing I want to make sure we say, because I think the portal approach for Deion Sanders has kind of been blown out of proportion, I think, over the course of this year. We've said it many times. He has used the portal substantially less than he has the last couple of seasons, which tells me he likes this roster much better than he does the past couple of years. Like, they've stockpiled talent, they've recruited, they've gotten this roster to a place where they don't have to go take 45 transfers. Now, with that being said, they still did take double-digit transfers, just so we're on the same page there. It's fair to ask the question, how does that gel in week one against a team in Georgia Tech who's bringing back top 30 production in all of college football, who should have more or less their identity carved out? But I would just be cautious to point to that as the reason why Colorado can't or won't win this football game. Again, we'll give you our pick on this game this upcoming Tuesday, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But I can't help but go back to that first game we ever saw for Colorado under Coach Prime. They roll into Fort Worth. They're playing TCU. TCU just played for a national freaking championship the year before. And Colorado went to the portal and got, I want to say 50 different players to just copy and paste onto their roster. Hey, let's go see if we can make this thing work, and call it luck, call it the Coach Prime effect, call it what they did during fall camp, call whatever you want to call it. Colorado looked like the more established team on that day. There was no acclimation period for Deion Sanders and that team. Now, you have Shedeur Sanders, you have Travis Hunter, I understand that, but I do just think it's worth noting Deion Sanders gets his guys ready to play for week 1. Full stop. Now, the North Dakota State game a year ago, yeah, it was a kind of a tough draw, I would say, when it comes to your FCS opponent to start. Still a good football team. Like, I don't look down on Colorado because of the way that game went. Colorado won that game. Colorado won 9 games a year ago. Like, we can stop that conversation around how legit Colorado is or was anymore. So in this spot now, all I'm trying to say is I think that Colorado will have a very good chance to, with the home field advantage, with a new quarterback, have this element of surprise of sorts, kind of like they had in that first game against TCU, because you knew in some ways what to expect based on doing your homework on who was calling the plays and Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, but you didn't really know what you were getting into. I think that's the same thing with this football team. You don't really know what you're getting into with who's playing quarterback. You don't really know what you're getting into with some of these new names in the perimeter. Now, what does that equate to for Colorado when it comes to what they're on the scoreboard? We'll see. But I don't know what I'm picking in this game just yet. I don't know. I have a lean, but I'll give you my prediction when we get to Tuesday. It's going to be a tremendous test for both sides, a tremendous litmus test for us as college football fans to see where both these teams are at in week 1. I can't wait for it. I'll say this too. Wouldn't it shock me in the slightest if we saw either one of these teams win their conference and be in the college football playoff? You say, JG, but I mean, Georgia Tech, they're in the ACC, right? They got to get past Clemson. Yeah, they do, but college football is weird that way, and sometimes the favorite has a funny way of not actually finishing and being the conference champion. Just food for thought. I digress. We still picked Clemson to win the ACC, just so we're not confused. But I wouldn't be surprised now if in the wild world of college football in 2025, Georgia Tech was one of those teams that was in it at the end. Then Colorado in the Big 12 should speak for itself with how wacky that conference is. Bottom line, I'm fired up for this one. You're fired up for this one. Make sure you're subscribed for our full game preview and prediction. But for Caden Smith and the 1s and 2s, myself, JD PicKell, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We will keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.